Welcome, everyone. Definitely just started. Nothing bad happened behind the scenes. That would have been awkward. How's everyone doing? As this is the first time I've spoken to people. Everything's still good. Everything's still good. All right, so DJ to fix this. Nope, I meant channel, not J. Channel you go down, did that. All right, so my idea was to have put water down that hole, but for some reason they got sucked into it because I don't know why. Like, did he try walking on the water? There's no good reason for him to have gotten sucked into that hole. Nothing was happening. And I haven't ruined the artistic vision of everything else, so I'll just leave that as it is. Get rid of the hallway from earlier and fill in this floor with obsidian blocks. They'll be fine. They'll all be good. Fix all the floors that I left with gaps, and then that'll be done for now. Oh wait, nope, I lied. One in the middle should be replaced to be an up-down stair. So we do still want one more floor above this with crenellations. We want it to be above the surrounding terrain. So you look like you are one. How big was this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So our middle part is 12. Middle part is 12. Then it means the 2 6s. This lines up at the bottom, so it'd still be a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I was right with the Q. Why didn't it go through? There we go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, we're good. Build construction up down instead. All right. Huzzah indeed. Hide all your eucalyptus. Hide all your eucalyptus. The terror known as Coca-Cola has come. How you doing, Coca-Cola? Come on. You were there. Why would you have been there if you weren't gonna channel? I don't know why that dwarf went down here. He just wanted to see what things were going to be like. Oh yeah, this will look cool when it's filled in. This way they don't throw themselves into water by standing on the stairwell as they got rid of it like they did before. Because they're very, very smart dwarves. They definitely don't do anything stupid. All right, that's nearly covered. Build construction. I think to be safe, I want the inner part of this to mushroom bell you been like the other ones, so we'll do an up down even though this is the top floor. We'll have like an internal mushroom top in the middle of the tower for them to have to go up over and then back down to get onto the top floor. That way we can secure it with the floor hatches and it be safe from intruders. No, 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 we're not super turtling. I remember this. I remember that being a thing. We are not super turtling. So it'll just be regular ups. Build construction or regular downs. There you go. No, no turtling. No super turtling. And as we've already got access to the floor down here, let us start filling it in. Just order 100 by 100 chunks in a go. However, I can cram them in. Oh, we're out of obsidian. Never mind. No more 100 by 100 chunks. We have already filled what we can. Try to fill in as much as this side then as I can. And we'll just let that go. So, coronavirus means nothing's happening. Anime season is kind of lacking, we'll say. So there's no good distractions there. Games aren't releasing until a bit later. This time period just sucks. We are in the worst time period. Or worst timeline. That's the phrase. We're in the worst timeline. Someone rolled a 1. It's awful. Sirlac is continuing this. Oh, there it is down below. I'm like, why don't I see it? I don't know why. Sirlac with the resub. Thank you so much. Continuing the gift sub they got from CJ, the insane gifter. How have you been doing, Sirlac? Hello, Sirlac. I'm kind of half torn right now, admittedly. I see, doing a quick view, that there are a lot of people who decided to randomly stream at the same time. So if there's new viewers, they're not gonna be able to learn anything. Saturdays are Dwarf Fortress, but I don't like streaming when there's no one there to learn things. Because then what will happen is next time I stream, someone will be like, oh, when did that happen? Or how did that happen? So I'm genuinely debating doing something like Resident Evil 3. I've been wanting to do that on stream, but I don't know. We have a lot of regulars that don't show up till later anyways, so we'll just wait. If someone gets left out for a bit, then they'll get left out. There's nothing that can be said for it. Construct rock blocks made of obsidian on repeat. Hey, hello, how are you? I'm doing fine. It's just cooped up in my nest, going crazy. Just slowly losing my mind. I went to the store today. You braved the wilderness? What a brave hunter you are. What did you... Oh, that's right. I have that command off. Hold on. All right. Regular dwarfing command's back on. Nope, I'm not dead yet. Well, the dwarfing command wasn't running yet. Remember, it whispers you if you're not dead yet. You get a new whisper. You have to try it again. The script wasn't running. Build construction I. Yep, got whisper. Swarf. Everyone knows a dwarf with swag is known as a swarf. Bing, bing. All right, that's getting built up. We're needing to wait for blocks. We'll let that be as it is. We can't drain the water from down here because my counter drain system doesn't really work, which is a bit annoying. We have to think about how to fix this. If it goes down that one hole, then somehow it floods to the right. It just does. I'm guessing because dwarves are nearby. Like the primary one, it just surges initially, but then clears itself out. The hole to the lower left, for some reason, splashes to the sides. If we put a grate there, I think that might interrupt it enough so it doesn't do that. It doesn't do like a full pressure update. That's the only thing I can think of is if this room fills up to 7s and water hits it, it'll go down. And as that's the lowest water, like if there's an air gap beneath it, it won't update down. You know what I'm saying? It won't update down. So because there's air beneath it, it'll update to the side. The only thing I can think of for how that burst of water works. The tiny hole generating mist in it, if it gets an air bubble, the water will occasionally keep getting stuck because there's air below it. So the vertical calculations of where to put the water, we'll put it horizontally into the hallway. And then maybe if the water swirls around, that pushes someone in. Do you not get anything to Chulu? I'm showing you did. All right. We have drinks. We have birds. Trying to think of the major things I'm needing. We do not have a bookkeeper or a manager, both of which are important. Gopher, who is a minor noble. What does Gopher do? What does it mean, minor noble? Gopher's not listed for anything. Oh, he's the broker. Broker can be bookkeeper. We'll have to make him a little office so he can keep his book records. Bookkeeper doesn't much, so we'll just cram them up here. It's just a bookkeeper. They literally just need to keep the books. I read 8 books in the last week. Why do I have feelings for Tifa after watching someone play Final Fantasy 7 for a couple hours? I want to play Final Fantasy 7, but I don't have a PlayStation. I don't have a PlayStation. It's a very, very sad thing. Your mail? Oh, for the thing. Why do I have feelings for Tifa? Because you're male. Yeah. No, I've seen some of the. I've seen some videos coming out about the Final Fantasy 7 remake. Some of them are kind of funny. I like how randomly in one of the scenes, they do it. I should stop saying. I'm losing my mind. I'm tired. They kind of not really metaphorically innuendo, just give Cloud a hand job, which is funny. I don't know why I find it. Why am I trying to put a bed in there anyways? I find it to be funny. I'm like, I must protect Big Titty Waifu. I think it's when they're getting ready to go into Don, forget his name, Don Cornelian? Don Cornell's place, and there's a lady who's gonna dress him up or do something to him, and she massages his left hand with oils, and the camera cuts away and she says things with innuendo. She's giving him a hand job. The hand massage scene made me uncomfortable. So I'm sitting there like looking at him like, what the? Are they really? And it's like, it's a hand job. That's literally what she's doing right now. Except they're getting around it by being like, oh no, it's actually on his hand. So it's nothing Nothing to see here. At least they're human size now versus punching bag size. From what I understand, you don't do the squat mini game anymore. Tifa does a pull-up mini game because of course she does. Who am I giving this to? Gopher as a bookkeeper. And we'll order the bookkeeper accounts to be medium precision. That'll keep him busy. I was like, I need to get me one of those massages after COVID. Yes, you do. The Eyes on Fire is a quest. There is a sweat mini game as well. Of course there is. Oh, wait, are you saying they do still have the squat mini game? There is a squat mini game as well. Oh, okay. I only saw a video that had mentioned the pull-up mini game. Yee. All right. No, I'm just stuck waiting for the games and or the animes to release. By the way, I might have some extra brightness from my left side. I got the window open. It snowed last night, so at some point I'll probably have to close it if it gets too chilly. But it's fresh air. It snowed last night and it's fresh air. I like fresh air. But you know, I don't even know how to burn it. Hype Train burned. There's like 3 or 4 games. I'm just like, I need them to release now. I just want them all to release now. And they're not. It snowed? Not much. It's been melting a bit, but yeah, I've got snow on the ground. Try not to break the camera stand as I do this. Uh-oh. No, move. Don't just rotate. Yeah, that's what I want in life. I want the camera to rotate more and more. What have I done? I've done bad things now. I should have known he messed with the camera. Mess with the camera. And the gods of whatever can go wrong will focus on you. I need bags. I need leather bags. Do we have a leather worker? Build workshop to ever build a leather worker? Oh, that was a leather works. Okay. We'll build a leather worker right here for now. No, we won't. That's in the middle of where the animals work. Build workshop leather. Do you want to build a snowman? Oh my god, fucking. Why did that remind me? That leather worker, that Dwarf Fortress. Have any of you guys seen the latest stills from the graphical changes that they're going to be doing to Dwarf Fortress? Not to shout out myself, but I released a video on it on YouTube, and even since then they released some new pictures, and holy shit, what they're doing with the graphical engine of the game is fucking crazy. There's a webcam shortage. I just bought 2 webcam modules for the Raspberry Pi. You shared on YouTube. Yes, that one I did do. That one was already crazy, but they've since then, because I think yesterday was the birthday. Yesterday it was like, happy birthday to me, on their site. Yesterday was the birthday. And they talked about how they were generating / displaying creatures to be able to represent the creature dynamically. So all your forgotten beasts look like forgotten beasts. Like they showed one creature and it was like, oh, it has long horns and it's skinless. It has no skin. So it had a red body and it had long horns, and they showed the different chickens, and there was another descriptor and it kind of matched the description. So they're changing the graphics to be an overlay system. And this is my point. This is why I bring this up. If they are dynamically doing the creatures like that, then it is in fact entirely possible that what I saw in the ore system was dynamically being done. I.e., if it said stone and there was iron, then it might have been iron overlaid with the stone graphic to show iron in the natural stone. Because some people had surmised that they weren't doing that drastic a change, particularly the graphics, so they would not have been able to show iron or gem on the regular stone background. But if they are changing it enough to dynamically reflect what happens to creatures when they're generated, male, female, ducks, other animals, forgotten beasts, so on and so forth, then it's not really that far of a leap to say that what we are seeing is not a separate sprite, but the game in fact rendering stone and overlaying it with the thing of iron, drawing from the biome layer to figure out what the material is. They look so pretty, yes. And then we can see if we can find some way. The saves are not gonna be compatible, but if they were, we could find some way to get our old save, bring it in, and see a giant freaking flaccid penis monster squidging around the map eating things. Werebeast looking werebeasties. Yeah. Like I'll try to bring it up. Hold on. Let me do a... What I need is I need action cam to take up the whole screen sometimes for these, not just that. Bear with me. These are the 3 pictures released on the 17th, so it was yesterday, and it says happy birthday to me. So hopefully everyone said happy birthday to the toady one. And then these are the 2 pictures they showed. A large skinless humanoid has 4 long curving horns and its joints are backwards. Now, I don't think they can easily do the joints, but it looks like they kind of tried to there. Either that or my demon here's got some thick thighs. I kind of thought maybe it was doing a joint on for like a hoof leg. But 1, 2, mirrored would be 3, 4 horns. Skinless, so it's red. A large hairy humanoid that definitely looks hairy. It has 2 narrow tails and it howls into the high winds. Its slate gray hair is very curly. And on the description it says... Here are our first procedural creature pictures. As you can see here, they reflect a lot of what's going on in the descriptions: horn, character, and number, tail, character, number, hairiness, skinlessness. But because we glued them together from parts that need to be reused, they don't reflect absolutely everything, joints and howling. With their much greater diversity, depicting forgotten beasts and demons will require more forms and effort, but similar principles should work out. So they are doing something with having it dynamically represent pictures. And I realize now I'm kind of in the way, aren't I? Yeah, hold on. And let me turn off stream elements. But no, like I said, skinless humanoid. Skinless humanoid, 4 long curving horns, and its joints are backwards. So they can't really do the backwards joints, but it's definitely skinless, and it has the four horns, large hairy humanoid, 2 narrow tails, and it howls, and it's got slate gray hair and fur. This is apparently generated dynamically off the creature's description. And like I said, that's what he said here. They reflect a lot of what's going on in the description, but because we glued them together from parts that need to be reused, we don't reflect absolutely everything, so on and so forth. With diversity, casts, basically they differentiate the creatures out so that they all look different. It's not just bird, and it's separate between male and female. It actually identifies those. And then, and I love this, the new stockpile picture. The little thing in the upper right corner will try to or attempt to dynamically reflect what's supposed to be in it. Wood, furniture or finished goods, what have you. Looks kind of like a cabinet. And liquid and a mushroom, I think, for food and or either seeds and booze. I think is what they're trying to show here. But that's how they're doing stockpiles, which looks amazing. By the way, guys, the housing market is going to hit rock bottom soon. Yeah, I've kind of half been aware of that. Like, I'm kind of, like, genuinely a bit hoping, like, some things happen around me here. And then I don't know, just get a house and or rent it. Not like rent a house, but rent it out for passive income, because that would be useful. Overhead camera info. Where is stream elements? There we go. Stream elements is back. But yeah, no, that looks pretty good. Yeah, close tabs. I cannot wait. So if you're wealthy, buy a few houses. Well, I'm not wealthy. I'm not wealthy, but I was a vet, so I can get better deals on house loans. So I'm hoping somewhere in there, like I said, hey, a little bit of passive income doesn't hurt. I'm not looking for some like crazy big thing, but if something around here can be done and then rented out, hell yeah, I'll try that. Because of COVID and Airbnb tanking. Why are people fighting? I heard the screaming. Dictator Bob. What? Why? Everyone, he's not even that red. Everyone was fined except him. And he killed Cyrilak. Welcome to the stream, Cyrilak. You're dead now. No, I haven't done song requests in a bit. What killed Cyrilak? I mean, we all know it's gonna be Dictator Bob, but what in particular killed Cyrilak? Even the cat was fighting. Why? It's just falls to the ground from collapsion, from exertion. The hauler scratches military melee in the lower right leg. Scratches him. The hauler misses the Mine King. Everyone was just fighting everyone all of a sudden. The cat's attack is interrupted. Everyone was just suddenly fighting everyone else. Okay, that's cool. I love when that happens. Cyrilak was attacking people. But Cyrilak wasn't the one that had the mood. How does Dictator Bob throw a tantrum so Cyrilak attack people? Cyrilak getting back in already? Hopping in on that horse? Give him the Cyr smackdown. You got what, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cyrilak, you are a legendary mason. Which probably means you do nothing all day but make our blocks for us. Which I'm certain won't end poorly. No. I wanted to check out Rogue Station required the 1517 beta? What's the 1517 beta? I tried, okay, that reminded me though, because you mentioned beta. I tried. There is a PS3 emulator called RPCS3? Something like that. It's a PS3 emulator, and there is a variation of it that apparently runs Metal Gear Solid 4 at 60 frames per second. They have videos of this on YouTube, and it's more than playable. It runs better than it did on the original PlayStation. I don't know why I can't get it to work. Drives me bonkers. I think the reason why is in order to run it under the render mode, I have to do the OpenCL one as opposed to the, what's the word? There's another rendering system, and it's the thing that Radeon came up with. It starts with a T, I think. It's like Thor. No, not Thor. What is it? The rendering system. No, not DirectX. One, emulators are not a crime. Vulkan, thank you. Yeah, it uses Vulkan. And then for some reason, anytime I switch it to Vulkan, it doesn't run.
Did you see what I did with this thing?
And I suspect because I'm not doing it on Vulkan, the settings aren't working, so I can't get it to work. Though admittedly I did it on my computer, I'll have to do it on Shuttle Fox's other computer, because I think maybe his will do it because mine won't for some reason. Emulators are not crimes, by the way. First of all, everything you download for it comes from Sony. The emulator is only a framework for the files that you grab from Sony. Yeah, and even then, the ROMs aren't completely crimes as long as you still, for some reason, have a backlog of computer games from PlayStations you don't have anymore. So you just run good. Plus, some emulators have other uses. But yeah, no, all the files and everything you just get from PlayStation. They just give it to you. They don't care. Like I said, it's for the PS3. What got changed in 18? I don't know what you're talking about, and if it's something Nintendo did, I definitely don't care then, because Nintendo's just goofy. If the idea being that the definition of allowed backups. Oh yeah, no, then ignore that then. That's in courts right now. Just because it went through some court back in 2018, that's still being argued in courts. Nintendo's just stupid. The reason why Nintendo cared is, one, they got caught using the emulators and ROMs people made for their own product. So they tried to reclassify it because their idea was, well, if we can steal their product and sell it ourselves, we don't want them to be able to sue us. So their shit wasn't allowed. What? You couldn't do your own programming, you nerds? That one was Nintendo. And then, what was the other hiccup they did? What did they do? It's something to do with streaming. I don't know. Nintendo does things goofy. It's not in court. It passed. No, a lot of those things. That one went through, but then other people are arguing. The American court system's weird. Everything's always in court. It's now illegal. It's not in court. It passed. Yeah, if you source it from online. But if you do not source it from online, then it is not illegal. Even if we go with that is the locked definition. Am I a criminal? I gotta have Final Fantasy VI Game Boy Advance ROM with SNES audio. Yes. Yes, you are a criminal because you got a Game Boy Advance. That's what Nintendo has said. But as I pointed out, as long as you just have the thing directly, you're good. It gets kind of fuzzy with disc-based games because they're only data. There is no physical version of the game. Data could easily be argued as separate because it was supposed to be cartridge-based. I wanted to fix something down here, but I forgot what it was. Oh yeah, I wanted to bring the whole thing down a level. Didn't I have a way to get down there? I did, but it's kind of stuck behind water. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over here and channel down. You're only data, Baka. Baka Sensei. You're only data. You're only data. All right. This is where this now gets stupid. I've got a couple months to channel all this down and then channel the ground below it. I'm thinking if I just do this a little bit at a time, maybe it won't be so bad. And I'm going to ignore the waterfall. Yep, we'll just do that part for now. We should just eat the rich, honestly. I don't know. Nintendo does things weird. It's like they're all like, oh, we're wholesome and for kids and stuff, and then they confuse YouTube, they confuse the law, they confuse everything. I don't understand what goes on with Nintendo sometimes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're just ripping them from your own discs, even with Nintendo's arguing of it, it's still legal because you have it. But ignoring all of that, if they would just release things on PC, I would buy it. I would buy it again, even if I had it on a ROM or emulator. I would buy it again if they would just release it on PC. Just because it's far easier to just run things on PC if you're running it directly. That's it. That's really all they need to do. Some of these companies figure that out. Some companies figure that out, and you know what happens to them? They make money. They make money. Nippon Ichi Software of America, NISA, they have figured that out. They're just releasing their old PS1 and PS2 games. You know what people are doing? They're buying them. And you know what happens to Nippon Ichi Software of America? They make money. I don't understand why some companies don't understand this. You're like, oh, we're only going to release on PlayStation. We're only going to release on Nintendo. We're only going to release on Xbox. We're never going to do this on PC. Why would you cut out an entire market? Oh, because we want people to buy these consoles. Even people who have those consoles nowadays have PCs. Everyone is going to have a PC. Release it on PC, you idiots. But some people don't want to, and say with me now, everyone, make money. The money is good. Oh, can't channel this. I need that to get up and down. Because as I've done on stream, got Disgaea. Disgaea, what was the next one that they had? Disgaea 2 or 5? Wasn't even my favorite. It was like one of the ones that's like, oh, this is pretty good, but not one of my favorite. You know what? I still bought it. Just because I never know when I'm going to get a hair across my ass. I want to play that game again for nostalgia days. And you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to have to go track down an emulator, make sure my ROM works, make sure I reconfigure the emulator to do the ROM correctly just to play an old game for nostalgia reasons. I will just relaunch it on PC because it's launched on PC now. I will buy the game and then not even play that shit immediately. I don't know why they don't just release it on PC. And this goes into a side statement that used to irk me on during E3, where you would see Xbox people would go up and they'd be like, oh, we got exclusive rights to release this on the Xbox. And it's like, what was it released on before? Oh, PC. So you paid money. You paid Microsoft money to undercut Microsoft so you could get a game to run on Microsoft and not Microsoft. Fantastic. The Xbox people are dumb. I don't care. Get me then. They keep arguing this stuff on and off. I don't care. I 100% don't even pay attention or care to that. Damn, Hillstorm, Drew, you demand. I was twice your age at the time. 31 is rather old for Twitch viewers. Most are kids. I was already living on my own and worked full time as a senior in high school. I agree with your ROM problem rant. Valkyrie Chronicles. Whoa. Like, if there's been now a new thing where they're saying, oh, something else is also now illegal, I 100% don't care. What are they going to do? I don't disseminate it. Even if right now I was like, here, I'm going to do this on stream, this now illegal thing, and go all the way through it and download it and do all this goodness, what are they going to do? It's $40. I'll pay the fine, or however much the game is worth. I'm not distributing it, so I don't care. Really does not bother me. But that being said, I haven't even done that in for freaking ever. I was just talking about the PlayStation one where you rip it off your discs for Metal Gear 4, and it doesn't even work. The emulator's supposed to work, but I can't get Vulkan to work. So that kind of blows. So that was a really, really great Metal Gear Solid game, and I would love to play it again. And if it was on PC, I'd play it there too. I'm just saying, if anyone pays attention to these things, you should release this shit on PC. Uh-oh, shouldn't have dug that one out. That's supposed to be part of a wall. Build construction wall. Let's build a wall there just to fix that. I haven't worked a day in my life. It's Nintendo. You may never recover economically. Yeah. Because everyone gets scared of things like that because they remember some of the old cases where it was like, the mom who was on Livewire and downloading like the music for her kids and stuff like that. And here's the big issue. Here's what gets you on torrents, right? If you do a torrent and you set up a torrent in such a way as to be like, okay, I'm going to seed as much as possible, so I have good scores and I can download whatever I want, so on and so forth. If you torrent something and you just leave it on active, like let's say for some reason you torrent, and once it's downloaded, you never changed any settings. So once it's downloaded, you are now an uploader and you share with the community, and you share and you share and you share. What they do is they catch all your connections and they treat every connection as if it's a full product. So if you are an uploader, even if it's only part of the file, if you're an uploader for 4,000 people, they gig you for 4,000 sales worth of fines. You get what I'm saying? That's where they get those numbers from. If you do a direct download from somewhere, and let's say you get caught for it. Let's say you're a bad person, you download the original Ratchet and Clank from some site, they've got you on a download. The website is the one they want to get because they're the ones uploading it to everyone. But if for some reason they get a hair across their ass and they want to go for you, they've got you for one download. You haven't disseminated it to anyone. Even if Nintendo changes that regulation of what's called what, all they want, it doesn't make it bad on your end. On a consumer end, it doesn't affect the consumer. Is it bad for the industry and the market to be greedy little asshole like that? Yeah, it is. I am not saying that doesn't make you a greedy asshole. I am saying is you can't get in much trouble. You really can't. And then even then, torrents are essentially old news now. What is it? Not ICQ. There's like 2 new things that are slowly replacing torrent. I can't remember what they are right now though. Struggle as I might to rack my brain for it. There are 2 new technologies that are replacing torrents. They are... Brain, help me. Help me, brain. Help me, brain. I don't know. It's not coming to me. The reason why I even have that opinion and or know about the things I did just say is mostly for anime. If they have it on Crunchyroll, I can watch it. If they don't have it on Crunchyroll, what am I supposed to do? Not watch it? You go to a website, that's supposed to be illegal. You download it, that's supposed to be illegal. And yet, who am I damaging economically? If you're not releasing it where I can watch it, then I can't watch it. That's on you. At least on Crunchyroll. Because the weird thing is like, oh, if it's on Crunchyroll, then it's on Funimation. Except for Crunchyroll does subs and Funimation does dubs. So that's not even like you have a competitor there. That is either you are sub or dub. If you watch anime, you are either on the sub side of the argument or the dub side of the argument. So if it's not on the site you want and it's on the other site, you're not going to go to the other site. And both of those sites know it. You're just going to go torrent it. They don't lose anything to their competition if they're the ones that don't have it, because they know the other company's not going to have it. you get what I'm saying? Crunchyroll doesn't need to get every anime because they sub everything. Funimation doesn't need to get every anime because they dub a lot of their things. So if they have you because you like dubs, then you're not going to leave them because Crunchyroll had the show. You're probably just going to wait for a dub torrent of it. Same for Crunchyroll. If Funimation has the contract, they know they're not losing you to Funimation. You're just going to go find a sub-torrent of it. It's really weird. The dubs are always behind, though. No, Funimation does simuldub. Somehow Funimation gets it like at the same time it's supposed to be released, and maybe an hour or so afterwards, Funimation will release stuff as they're released, but in English. I don't know how they do it. That's like a scheduling nightmare, I think. But yeah, that's like Funimation's whole shtick is they do simuldubs. If you guys watch Tiger King, I have not watched it. I have heard of it. I don't know why it randomly showed up on all the memes. All of a sudden everyone's memeing Tiger King, but I haven't watched it, no. Well, like I said, even then, if for some reason the likes of Crunchyroll and Funimation wanted to crack down on the people torrenting anime, okay, If you're not a seeder, if you're not like a big seeder, you don't have much to gain. You're not a big enough fish. Again, what are they going to do? Get you for having one episode of a show? It's not even worth that much. Doesn't make any sense. But they're not going to because it doesn't impact them. It genuinely does not impact them. The main character in real life is doing more than 25 years in prison. Oh, well, that's good to know. The only weird one in that equation is Netflix. When Netflix grabs an anime, that just kind of annoys me when Netflix has one. Because Netflix, when Netflix does it, they always do some weird thing where if it's going to be on Netflix, it's not like it was going to be done in Japan and then Netflix ported it like Crunchyroll and Funimation. What Netflix does is they get the rights to some show and then they just make it. So it's never right. It's always garbage. Oh God. I'm guessing the water has flooded. And it flooded for 7 days and 7 nights. All right. That one's on me. Get out of my way. I lost track in the rant of what the date was, but it is December. Where's the bottom? There it is. So now here's my real problem. I have no way to stop this. Oh wait, yes I do. The river up top naturally freezes. This is just water pouring in from the already bottom layer. Right? Up here it's frozen. So the water will empty itself at some point. We don't have like a ton of it coming through. We just have to deal with what was already in our reservoirs. They also secure them all. I don't want, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then when Netflix has it, they make it and they're like, well, we have the rights to this, so it's never gonna get done correctly. It's like, great, thanks Netflix. You're fantastic. Why are you doing this? Oh, so you're gonna get the anime market. Except the anime market hates you. I don't understand Netflix's way of doing this. It is baffling. All they do is piss off their market. Or what they think their market is. Not secure, censor. Yeah, and they censor them all too. Yeah, this is true. Was it Netflix? Was it Netflix? Who had it? It was either Funimation or Netflix. Someone's the one that had like the prostitute review show. And then they, after 3 episodes, they canceled it because they're like, oh my God, there are prostitutes in this show. Who could have figured? And it's like, why did you, no one wanted that show. Why did you do that show, you weirdos? Who could have seen this coming? How much water did I have up there? Holy. Etchy was a mistake. I get what you're saying, but it also doesn't make sense. Because I'm not defending Etchy in any means. But Etchy just means like softcore. That's just like saying porn in general is a mistake. It literally drives society. It is a not unknown fact that sex generates sales. A lot of the technology that has succeeded in society, like as a whole, was driven by the porn industry. That's why VHS 1 and Betamax failed, was the porn industry. They were some of the first ones to try to switch over and do DVDs, so on and so forth, because they're always trying to find new ways to have higher quality stuff. I hate to break it to you, but society literally runs on porn. You take that back, fan service for the win. Now, the sub thing of ecchi being semi-marketed as kids shows, yes, I will say that that is horrible. It needs to be undone. They need like a different moniker. They need to separate that between ecchi and some other title. But the idea itself that doesn't hold up. Because even if you don't like it, somehow it generates good things for society as a whole, which means big anime titties for the win. There's an argument in there somewhere, I don't know. All right, let's see these guys get these stones out of here. You're not stuck. Is he acting like he's stuck? What are you doing, you weird little communist? No job. Goes up, goes up, goes up. Goes up. He got blocked off. I don't know how that happened. If I remove that, he should be good again. No, there's only 2 shows. Like legit, there's only 2 shows this season, unless someone's free to disagree with me. But if you disagree with me, you have to weigh in why. There are only 2 shows from this season that are even barely worth watching. One is Tower of God, which is from Korea. I think it's from Korea. And it was a webtoon, so you can already just go read all of it if you want anyways. But that one seems to have a good plot so far, decently interesting. I like it, it's acceptable. Other show is something about cooking. And this show is so mind-bogglingly stupid. I genuinely intend to watch it for a bit. Any chart. Just because it gives me giggles. It gives me the giggles, ergo I must watch. Any chart is borked on me again, showing things from last season. Why are you showing things from last season? Spring 2020. Kami no To Tower of God was the first one. And the second show that I'm referencing is Where is the Idiot Cooking People? Princess Connect Redive. All I know is there's an elf who has woken up people in 3 episodes, 2 or 3 episodes. There's an elf who has woken up people by singing about cooking babies 3 times, 2 or 3 times. The main character has amnesia. What they mean is he has so much brain damage he can't talk, which is amazing. It's stupid. It is fundamentally drugs made manifest. It's fantastic. I disagree with you on principle. That sounds like a mobile game. It does, doesn't it? Their description is... Oh no, it does, based on RPG smartphone game. Probably why it reads like a crackhead. Probably why the show reads like a crackhead, because it makes no sense. An amnesiac man, a small guy who looks after him. Pecorin, a swordswoman who is constantly hungry, and a cat-eared magical girl. They create a guild called Epicurean Hall. I don't know what it is. Definitely not interested enough to ever play the damn game, because the show is stupid. The show is just stupid. It literally starts with some mecha fairy lady, and she's like, oh, yeah, I'd talk to you more. Like, this is how it starts. She's like, I'd talk to you more, but I'm weak. Deuces. And he's in the clouds and he falls to the ground and just gets brain damage. The elf finds him and 2 wolves drag him away, eating him. That's the start. That is your introduction to the show, is random, non-descriptive, like, who the hell is this mechanical fairy? He's like, I'd talk to you, but I'm weak. Sends him to Earth, plummeting like a meteor, slams on the ground, brain damage. Some elf walks up. She's like, oh, I'm here to serve you. And there are 2 wolves eating him. They carry him away. And then later on, she chases the wolves off and she wakes him up by singing about cooking babies. I don't know. Tanya is a good show. Tanya is a show to watch genuinely because it is good. The show I'm talking about right now is to watch for occasional chuckles. If you need a chuckle in your life filled with large amounts of WTF is happening right now, that show. Tower of God is good. Wouldn't say it's great. Definitely wouldn't make like my top 10 shows, But for the season, being like the only one that's decently good, yeah, no, it's a top show. Even by anime chart standards, they have it rated as number 2. Number 2 for the season. What do they rate as number 1?
There's an unhappy dwarf throwing a tantrum.
The second season of some show I've not heard about that's a romance. Good. Dictator Bob needs to stop throwing temper tantrums. Where's Dictator Bob? I don't like Dictator Bob. If I fire him, how do I fire him? Preferences. What does Dictator Bob do anyways? Is he part of anything? Because he hurts everybody. I think I've kicked him out now. Go away, Dictator Bob. I'll just dwarf kill him. Everything works well except him. I don't remember his name. Underscore. Yeah, all right. I'm not dealing with this man. This man's literally dragging the entire base down. That's Dictator Bob the Fourth, though. I don't care. Sounds like some dumb anime shit. What, the weird cooking thing I was talking about? Yeah, no, it is. It is. The weird thing where like, let's just start a guild about cooking randomly. The second episode starts with the main character using like a little tiny branch to hit a chunk of wood dangling from a tree. He hits it, it goes away, it comes back and just clunks him in the face and like knocks him out. It's nonsensical. It's a nonsensical show. I'm not recommending that as a good show. I'm just recommending it as something to watch if you wish for a chuckle. The other show though, for the season, yeah, all right. I guess there's nothing else happening right now. I'll give it a watch. Tanya the Evil, including the movie, fantastic. The Saga of Tanya the Evil is a really good movie. A really good show and movie. In the movie, there is an evil female character in the movie. She has no reason to be as strong as she is. Just everything comes to her. She is, in fact, a Mary Sue. Now, normally you'd be like, oh, if you call a character a Mary Sue in a show or movie, you're being mean to the show or movie. That is a rude / inappropriate thing to call a character, especially in this day and age. However, I defend my decision to call her Mary Sue by pointing out that her name in the show is Mary Sue. Her actual name in the movie is Mary Sue. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say you're supposed to understand that she is a Mary Sue. Like the people who wrote it were like, we need a character that people don't like. All right, why is she this good? We'll give her this. Doesn't that make her a Mary Sue? Oh, okay, I guess her name is Mary Sue. All right, sure. I don't get this reference. Do you not understand the Mary Sue? I will explain the Mary Sue reference. It is a self-insert 100%. So Mary Sue as a descriptor started with a fan fiction of Star Trek. There was a female author who did a fan fiction of Star Trek where she wrote herself into the fan fiction, and I don't know what year it occurred in. And in it, she randomly wrote herself in as being just better than everyone. Everyone thought she was the greatest. She was put in command. She was in charge of the bridge for a bit. Everyone thought she was the greatest, and there was like no character development. She literally wrote herself in literally to be like, oh, everyone in Star Trek likes me because I'm better than everyone in Star Trek. And it was cringy as hell, and this was a bit ago. The author's name and the character that she wrote herself into was Mary Sue. So it actually became like a genre trope defining thing of this is what a Mary Sue is, which by itself, you might say, oh, that's a bit mean. However, in the history of man, as it comes to literature, how often does someone do something that's like genre defining? Like everyone always references Shakespeare for coming up with all these ideas and being like the first to do words and things like that. But this lady wrote herself into a story so cringily, like before cringe was even a thing. It's like in the 80s or some nonsense. It became a genre defining moment. She is now historically, there is a trope on her, like that's based around how bad of an author this lady was. Like you have, oh, damsel in distress, knight in shining armor, the Mary Sue. She is now historically the bad representation of not what to do. So a lot of times it's if you call something a Mary Sue, it's that's a rude thing to say. It implies like the writer is a bad writer and stuff. It's one of the issues where people complain about Star Wars, the new Star Wars, because Daisy Ridley is a Mary Sue. She doesn't do anything, and she gets all the powers. She can fight anyone in even combat. For some reason, everyone either likes her or the bad guys all hate her, even though they have no reason to know who she is. She can pilot a boat, even though she grew up on a desert. She just happens to know, like, she doesn't have any downsides. And even in the last movie, she's treated as if she's a hero when she acts like an evil Sith the whole movie. But everyone's like, yay, she's a hero. She's a Mary Sue. So people pointed that out, and that was rebutted, and it was, oh, if you think she's a Mary Sue, you're a sexist. Which isn't true, it's just what her character is. She, the actress, tried to argue it, saying you wouldn't call me a Mary Sue if I was a guy. And it's like, that's true. You would not call her character a Mary Sue if she was a guy. That's because the guy version is called a Gary Stew. Two different names. So yeah, she's right. If Daisy Ridley, whatever the hell that stupid character's name is, if that character in the Star Wars movie was a guy, it would not be called a Mary Sue. This is not a wrong statement, but not for the reasons they're thinking. But the evil character in the movie is a Mary Sue. And the authors definitely, or the writers, directors, whatever, definitely knew this because they named her Mary Sue. Fan fiction hasn't changed, it's still bad. Look at the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Thought she died in the... She'd be Chad. Who died in the first one? Also, I see I'm a little over an hour, and by little I mean an hour and a half. Got a bit in a rant there. So for those of you who are going to be watching this after the fact on YouTube, we'll catch you guys next time.